Have you guys ever seen the movie Ocean's 11? It's one of my favorite movies, and there's a scene in it that kind of reminded me of something that Jehovah's Witnesses do. You might remember all 11 of them are in a room and they're planning this heist, right? They're planning on robbing these three casinos, and they're going over the plan, and it seems very impossible. So the old man Saul, he raises his hand and he says, I have a question. And I think Brad Pitt or George Clooney says, okay. And he says, so we have to get past these guards. We have to go through this tunnel with the moving lasers that are always changing. We have to get into this vault that the password is different every couple hours. It's impossible, this impenetrable vault. Then we have to get past a few other guards. And then we're supposed to just walk out with millions of dollars in cash. And Brad Pitt says, yeah. And so Saul says, oh, okay. It's a hilarious scene. But the point is that reminds me of the Jehovah's Witnesses way of how you get into paradise. All these hoops you have to jump through, nearly impossible to do it. You can almost imagine the old man Saul saying, so we have to ward off Satan the devil because Jehovah threw him here. We have to do all these impossible things that Jehovah wants us to do. Then we have to try our hardest to get into paradise. And then after Armageddon, we have to clean up all these dead bodies of all our friends and relatives. And then 1,000 years later, the devil's going to be released again. And we have to ward him off one more time. And then after that, we're just supposed to live happily ever after. And you can see like an elder or somebody saying, yeah. You know, it kind of reminds me of that scene in Ocean's 11. It's because paradise is not all rainbows and unicorns, especially getting to paradise. The impossible task of actually making it there. Think about the elimination of all non-Jehovah's Witnesses. Billions of people dead. They don't just disappear, they're dead. There's dead bodies laying around. Billions of them. And then you have the fake Jehovah's Witnesses, the ones that were living as Jehovah's Witnesses, but were living a double life. They'll also be killed. So let's say about 1 million of them. So that leaves about 6 million people on Earth. That's a tiny number for the planet Earth. It's about Chicago and Houston mixed together for the whole entire planet. The city of Chicago and Houston, the population would be left on Earth to clean up the whole entire globe. Imagine that. Imagine how many dead would be laying around. Now remember, I'm sorry, I've had a cold. Remember, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we've been praying for this to happen. We've been praying for what Jehovah's Witnesses believe to happen. So we're saying our prayers and we're asking Jehovah to kill billions of people, but to spare us. Now, how narcissistic and selfish is that? But we all did it all the time. In the world, I'm sure you've met plenty of good people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, plenty of genuine people that would give you the shirt off of their back for you. Now, these are the bodies that you'll be cleaning up after Armageddon. It's just really odd to think now when you're out of Jehovah's Witnesses. My cousin reminded me of this. He's been out for a lot longer than me, and we were texting back and forth, and he reminded me that we used to pray for billions of people to die. And it just really puts things into perspective.